Towards the end of the job interview, the interviewer will usually turn to the interviewee and ask if you have any questions. So in this situation, I would recommend that you prepare at least a couple of questions beforehand so that you can impress the interviewer with your thoughtful questions and to make a more lasting impression. The specific type of question that I might ask as a candidate would very much depend on what objectives I want to achieve. So for example, if this is a very competitive position, and my concern is that the hiring manager might still have certain reservations about me being the best person for the job, then I will want to ask questions that allow me to provide an assurance on why I meet the requirements that he has in mind. So I might ask questions such as, can you share with me what is the most important quality that you look for in a candidate? So in this case, when the interviewer gives me his foremost consideration, what he's looking for the most, I will be able to provide a gentle assurance, perhaps by giving some examples about how I fit the bill. So for example, if the interviewer were to say, the most important quality that I look for is someone who can handle difficult customers. So in this case, I might respond by saying that thank you for sharing your considerations with me. If I may, I would just like to point out that if you were to look at my testimonials from my previous bosses, my strongest quality is actually my customer service skills. I have more than 10 years of customer service experience, and I've had the opportunity to handle very different customer accounts with vastly different expectations and requirements. So I'm confident that I will be able to meet your criteria. Another question that I can ask would be, can you share with me what is the most significant challenge that the job holder might face in this job for the first 6 months? Again, the thinking is the same. When the interviewer shares with me his answer about what the key challenge is, I might be able to respond to provide an assurance that based on my track record, I am confident that I'll be able to deal with the challenges that he has outlined. Now, a second situation with a different objective would be when you feel like you have been able to answer the interviewer's questions competently, but somehow you do not have the sense that you have been able to establish a good personal connection or chemistry or rapport with the hiring manager. So in this case, I might then choose to ask a different type of questions of the interviewer. I will want to ask questions that are more positive in nature, something that might help to bring a smile to their faces. So for example, I might ask the interviewer, can you share with me what do you enjoy the most about working for this company? So, when the interviewer is thinking about or sharing about what he enjoys about his job, this would usually be something that is pleasant, right? Something that he finds enjoyable, and this might help to form a positive, light-hearted moment in the conversation. So the objective here is actually to find an opportunity to bring about a more conversational tone to the interview so that you have a chance, right, to get to build rapport or that personal connection with the interviewer. So these are some questions that you might want to keep in mind, and you might want to apply them depending on what you assess to be the most important objective that you need to achieve at that point of the interview. Now, what kind of questions will I tend to avoid? In a competitive jobs market, when there are many qualified candidates for the same position, I would tend to avoid asking questions that are more self-serving in nature. So I would tend not to ask questions relating to the compensation package, about the benefits, about my promotional prospects, about whether I will have to work a lot of OT or whether I will have to come back on weekends to complete my work assignments. I would tend not to ask these questions because they give the impression that my number one consideration is what the company can offer me, whether this will be a comfortable job, right? And that is not the priority that I want to convey at this point. So instead, I want to use every opportunity in the job interview to drive home the point that I am the best person for the job. So when the company or when the hiring manager has decided or has confirmed that I am indeed the best person for the job, then I will be in a much stronger position to negotiate for better terms and conditions or to make a counter offer. So that, I think, would be a better, more strategic point to deal with those questions.